all brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers, trainers, professors, professionals, listeners, learners, honorable advocates, advertisers, administrator, advisors, adorable ministers, managers, respected doctors, directors, the most honorable present Prime Minister Modi ji, I heartily, cordially welcome all of you. It is really nice time, nice place, nice action that I am speaking words that address message of oneness, equality and unity. Unity and diversity is the message of our all holy religions of this holy land. It has been said, it is said by our all forefathers, free thinkers, freedom fighters, astronomers, astrologers, they came, visited this holy land by being a visitor, traveler, exposer and explorer of the truth from science to spirituality. Their unique aim filled us with equality, oneness and unity, personally, professionally, mentally, physically, emotionally, intellectually, even spiritually. So, what is happening around us? There should be the outlook of oneness will make us the true patriotistic and nationalistic person of the society. It can make us, unite us with the truth of our holy motherland. Let us go. What is happening around us? Logistic challenges. Center justifies Dr. Singh's cremation at Nigambot. Logistic challenges. Center justifies Dr. Singh's cremation at Nigambot. Minister Puri accuses Congress of creating controversy over ex-PM's last rites. News from New Delhi. Rainy day, logical challenges and a late night request with hardly any time to a trust form a trust were among several reasons that have been put forth by the BJP as a defense to the Congress allegations of cremating for cremating former Prime Minister cremating former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh at Nigam Bodh Ghat. The Congress has been accusing the Saffron Party of disrespecting the two-time Prime Minister by cremating him at Nigam Bodh Ghat, a cremation place for commoners, instead of giving him a suitable place at Rajghat, where former president and PMs have been cremated. Senior BJP leaders stated that Dr. Singh was cremated with full military honors, and the Congress was deliberately creating a controversy out of nothing. Union Minister Hardeep Puri said the government received a letter on Thursday to which reply was sent by the Home Ministry at 3 minutes past midnight. I have the communication with me saying that a request has been received and we are agreeing to it, Puri said. He said the government had to provide land to a trust which would then undertake the construction of a memorial. We will give land to the trust uh, at rent one rental. All that will be done. Locations have been identified. The cremation was held on a day when it was raining. On Rajghat there is open land, whereas at Nigam Bodh Ghat there are covered structures, he said. Puri said the criticism by the Congress was unfounded and the party was deliberately creating a controversy. He also accused the Congress of disrespecting former Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao, who was cremated in Hyderabad as the party didn't allow his mortal remains at its headquarters. Meanwhile, the ashes of Dr. Singh were amassed by his family members as per Sikh rituals in the Yamuna near Majnu Katila Gurudwara this morning. The Union Cabinet had on May 16, 2013 given approval for the construction of a Rashtriya Samriti, a common memorial site near Ekta Sthal in New Delhi for performing last rites of departed national leaders. In the past, separate memorials to national leaders were created near Rajghat in view of the cabinet decision in 2000 that henceforth the government shall not develop any samadhi for departed leaders owing to the paucity of land. Dr. Singh faced criticism with grace. Dr. Singh faced criticism with grace. He was a shrewd player of other people's vanities, disarming them with effusive praise. Dr. Singh got more criticism than he perhaps deserved for some of the things that happened under his prime ministership. T.N. Neenan, senior journalist, explained, I first met Manmohan Singh in 1981 as a reporter for Business Standard in Delhi. I had accompanied my bureau chief to meet the member secretary of the planning commission. They were old friends, and as we sat on the sofa in the expensive office, my boss noticed that the leather upper of Dr. Singh's well polished shoe had a tear at the seams. Why don't you get new shoes? My bureau chief asked in friendly banter. Dr. Singh's response was that with the savings from his last UN assignment, he had built a house for himself. Now he needed to save for getting his daughters married. Shortly afterwards, I visited another member of the commission at his home. The distinguished scientist apologized for not being able to offer me a cup of tea. Sugar has become so expensive, he explained. Such were the crimes when people, even at the apex of the government, lived modest lives on modest salaries in an economy known globally for poverty and domestically for shortages and controls of every kind. And such was the economy that Dr. Singh released from controls in 1991. Producers now chase consumers as they should. In truth, Dr. Singh got more than his fair share of credit for what was done in 1991, as he himself once said in an interview. It was a team effort, and everyone from the mostly unsung P.V. Narasimha Rao to his principal secretary A.N. Verma and others in the industry and commerce ministries played their roles, including Yashwant Sinha, who as finance minister under Chandrasekhar did the first fighting to stave off bankruptcy until the Rao government was sworn in. But there can be little doubt that the critical event signaling a new era for India was Dr. Singh's 1991 budget, in which he quoted Victor Hugo to say that no power on earth could stop on no power on earth could stop an idea whose time has come, and ended with the ringing words, let the whole world hear it loud and clear, India is now awake. We should prevail. We shall overcome, as though to balance things out. Dr. Singh got more criticism than he perhaps deserved for some of the things that happened under his prime ministership. He had been dealt a very difficult hand. A rickety coalition government in which every partner did what it wanted. A government hamstrung by the need for support from obstructive communists, a cabinet in which many ministers owed their loyalty to Sonia Gandhi, not to PM, not to the PM, and Mr. and Mrs. Gandhi herself, who kept some of the reins in her hand and created but not really in power or in full control, and yet he failed to provide the leadership that was his role. While he philosophized that politics is the art of the possible, he did not assert himself and expand the range of possibilities, as I made bold to tell him during a frank but friendly personal interaction. His response was that he had no political ambitions. It was an odd thing for a Prime Minister to say, and to give Mrs. Gandhi her due. She was the originator of many of the Dr. Singh government's big initiatives like the right to information, the Rural Employment Guarantee Program, and the right to food. Dr. Singh himself seemed to have run out of ideas of his own except for the cancelling of farmers' debt. In the end, what remains with you are his personal qualities, the transparent integrity and sense of public purpose, the decency and courtesy that marked every meeting, the depth of understanding and wisdom that he displayed in every encounter, the occasional chuckle that showed his ability to laugh even in trying times. What remains also is the obvious regard in which he was held by leaders of stature such as former Singapore Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew, and he could say a lot with a few words. Back in 1996, when I mentioned that the Rao government would not be highlighting economic reform for a moment before asking what else is there to talk about. Commentators Commentators have referred to Dr. Singh's humility. Yes, he had a humble manner that came naturally, but I have long suspected that in his own estimation, he stood taller than those around him, with good reason. If it was so, he had the good he had the good sense to keep this self-assessment well hidden. In fact, he was a shrewd player of other people's vanities, disarming them with effusive praise. As I saw more than once, this came out wrong in the over the top statement that he made to George W. Bush at a lunch in Delhi's Taj Palace Hotel, when he told the visiting US President that all of India loved him, or words to that effect. In the end, what remains with you are his personal qualities. The transparent integrity and sense of public purpose, the decency and courtesy that marked every meeting, the depth of understanding and wisdom that he displayed in every encounter, the occasional chuckle that showed his ability to laugh even in trying times. What remains also is the obvious regard in which he was held by leaders of stature such as former Singapore PM Lee Kuan Yew. And he could say a lot with a few words. Back in 1996, when I mentioned that the Rao government would not be highlighting economic reforms in its election manifesto, He paused for a moment before asking what else is there to talk about. He did the same with Michael Camdisus, the IMF managing director who had sanctioned the life-saving loan in 1991. Later, at a dinner in Delhi, when Camdesius had come visiting, Dr. Singh was typically effusive in praise, referring to his guest, if memory serves me right, as Sir, perhaps this was just an Indian mannerism. But sitting there, I felt that no finance minister of India should be addressing an IMF executive in that manner. When faced with criticism, he was all grace, never referring to it in personal meetings or during interviews. When releasing the first book published by the newspaper Short Lived Books Division, he said that he understood the criticism for what his government failed to do, but added that the paper should at least give credit to the governments for what it did achieve. It was a fair point. The criticism worth recalling was by Ashok V. Desai, a contemporary and friend of Dr. Singh's at Cambridge, as a sharp and acerbic columnist at Business Standards. Desai wrote in 1995 or thereabouts that Dr. Singh was personally honest but tolerated corrupt people around him. Dr. Singh called him to protest, asking how he could defend himself against such criticism. I told him that the author was his friend and I would get Desai to speak to him. Many years passed before Desai told him that Dr. Singh had finally forgiven him, but the fact is that Desai had put his finger on the spot. Still, the free air that breathed found reflection in how people spoke at event in Vigyan Bhavan for releasing Fast Shift in Dr. Singh's honor, co-edited by Ishar Judge Ahluwalia and Dr. Singh's tutor at Oxford. Ian Little Ahluwalia had asked me to be one of the speakers at the event, and while I said what I wanted to say, I lightened my critical comments with humor. Not to Raghu Ram Rajan, then advisor to the PM, while still teaching at Chicago, who delivered some pretty heavy duty criticism I can think of. No other government under which an event to honor the Prime Minister would see speakers criticizing his government to his face and then joining him at dinner. Such was the freedom of the times. It has been my good fortune, a journalist, to have been able to interact with Dr. Singh as often as I did over 35 years, enjoying his warmth and courtesy, leaving every meeting with fresh awareness of his wisdom, and for all the criticism that I directed at him and his government, always having the greatest respect for a truly great son of India. His passing has been, for me, a more saddening event than that of any other public figure. 179 killed as South Korean plane overshoots runaway crashes. Jet hits fence after landing gear fails to work. Two pulled out alive. News from Seoul, December 29. As many as 179 passengers were killed when a plane skidded off the runway and burst into flames after hitting a concrete fence at South Korea's Mon International Airport, 290 kilometers south of Seoul, on Sunday. Only two of the 181 passengers on board Jeju Air Flight 7C2216 survived the crash, one of the worst in country's aviation history. The landing gear of the 15-year-old Boeing 737-800 aircraft apparently failed to deploy as it arrived from Bangkok. The plane was carrying 175 passengers and 6 crew. Among the dead were 85 women, 84 men, and 10 others whose gender wasn't immediately identifiable. Its fire agency said emergency workers pulled out two people, both crew, to safety. Health officials said they were conscious and not in a life-threatening condition. Among the 177 bodies found so far, the officials had identified 88. The agency said the passengers were predominantly of South Korean origin, besides two Thai nationals. The fire agency deployed 32 fire trucks and several helicopters to contain the blaze. Nearly 1,500 firefighters, police officers, soldiers, and other officials were rushed to the site. The fire agency and transport ministry said footage of the crash showed the plane skidding across the airstrip at high speed, apparently with its landing gear. Still closed, overturning the runway and colliding head on with the concrete wall on the outskirts of the facility. Lee Jeong-heon, chief of the Mon Fire Station, said the plane was completely destroyed in the fire, with only the tail assembly remaining recognizable among the wreckage. Lee said workers were looking into various possibilities to ascertain the cause of the crash, including whether the aircraft was struck by birds. The Transport Ministry officials later said communication records suggested the airport control tower had issued a bird strike warning to the plane shortly before it intended to land. The pilot sent out a distress signal shortly before the plane overshot the runway, the officials said. The workers retrieved the flight data and cockpit voice recorders of the plane, which would be examined by experts investigating the cause of the crash. It might take months for investigators to complete their probe. The runway at the Muan airport would be closed until January 1, the ministry said. Thailand Prime Minister Paton Gratarn Shinawatra expressed condolences to the families of those affected by the accident. Kirati Kimanwat, Director of Airports of Thailand, said the flight had departed from the Swarnabhumi Airport with no reports of abnormal conditions. Jeju Air in a statement expressed a deep apology over the crash and said it would do its utmost to manage the aftermath of the accident. Its president Kim Bey took full responsibility for the accident. For the incident, Boeing in a statement said it was in touch with Jeju Air and was ready to support the company in dealing with the crash. We extend our deepest condolences to the families who lost loved ones, and our thoughts remain with the passengers and crew. Boeing said family members wailed as officials announced the names of some of the victims at the Mon airport. It was the first fatal fight for Jeju Air, a low-cost airline founded in 2005 that ranks behind only Korean Airlines and Asiana Airlines in terms of the number of passengers in South Korea. The accident happened only 3 weeks after Jeju Air started regular flights from Mon to Bangkok and other Asian cities. The last time South Korea suffered a large scale air disaster was in 1997 when a Korean airline plane crashed in Guam, killing 228 on board. This is also one of the worst landing mishaps since July 2007, when all 187 people on board and 12 others on the ground were killed when an Airbus A320 off a slick airstrip in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and collided with a nearby building. In 2010, 158 persons were killed when an Air India Express aircraft overshot a runway in Mangalore and plummeted into a gorge before erupting into flames. Deputy Prime Minister calls for unity in support of Katra-Ropeway protesters. Logistics challenges time constant at the Samadhi complex area. The Rashtriya Smriti is being developed to perform the last rites of departed national leaders. A decade old statement by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs read. According to Hardeep Puri, the Ekta Sthal has space for 9 samadhis, of which 7 were already occupied by those of former presidents and prime ministers. BJP attempting to alter electoral rolls. 11 kids rescued from Kapurthala. BJP attempting to alter electoral rolls, claims Kejri. News from New Delhi. The Aam Aadmi Party has accused the BJP of trying to manipulate electoral rolls data ahead of the Delhi Assembly elections. Speaking at a press conference, AAP National Convener Arvind Kejriwal claimed the BJP was trying to win elections through unfair means after failing to present strong candidates or issues. Operation Lotus has now reached my New Delhi Assembly constituency. This operation has been going on since December 15. In these 15 days, they means BJP have filed applications for the deletion of 5,000 votes and the addition of 7,500 votes he alleged. He claimed that this could, after 12% of the votes, such manipulation undermines democracy. We appeal to the EC to continue its strict monitoring, he said. He has also written a letter to the DEO. We have requested that these applications be verified in our presence. Without this, no deletions should be approved, an AAP statement said. Two Kangra miniature paintings fetch 31 crore rupees at Mumbai auction. News from Dharamsala. December 29 to Guller Miniatures. Guller miniature paintings won by legendary 18th century Kangra artist Nan Sukh and the other by an unknown descendant faced a record of rupees 31 crore at a recent auction in Mumbai. Dating back to 1750, Nan Sukh's masterpieces was sold for rupees 15 crore and 8 portraits, Raja Balwant Dev hosting a musical soiree. The second artwork was created around 1775. It depicts a verse by the 12th century Sanskrit poet Jayadev showing Lord Krishna dancing with gopis in a lush green Vrindavan grove. Padam Shri Awards Vijay Sharma, a renowned Pahadi miniature artist, told the Tribune that the unknown artist work fetching rupees 16 crore at the sale by Pandals, a leading auction house based in Mumbai, surprised the art world. Several rare Pahadi paintings went under the hammer at the live auction held at Hamilton House. Pahadi paintings fetched a record price and attracted the attention of collectors and art lovers alike. Hardly has any Pahadi paintings gone for this high price in the past, he said. The auction featured a private collection by the late N.C. Mehta, an Indian civil service officer and the first chief commissioner of Himachal Pradesh in 1950s. An avid art lover, Mehta amassed a rich collection of paintings of the Chamba, Kangra and Mandi schools of art during his tenure. After Mehta's death, his wife donated a part of his collection to Lala Bhai Dalpat Bhai Museum in Ahmedabad. The treasure of paintings Mehta's family held back was auctioned at Pandals, said Sharma. He said evaluating the paintings was a complicated task depending on rarity of the artwork and fame of the artist. A few years ago, Britain declared a Nansuk painting portraying musicians playing trumpet as a rare piece and banned its sale or export, he said. Pahadi paintings gained fame in the 1990s when Newburgh Museum Zurich organized the Pahadi Masters exhibition and scholars like B.N. Goswami and Adelhard Fischer published books in top artists in the field. A painting themed on Ras Manjri, a 17th century collection of poems, was sold at Sotheby's auction in London for about rupees 75 lakh. Within some time, a painting of Devi and the saga Shivan in Botsoli style was bought by Washington's Fleer Gallery of Art for rupees 1 crore. A Mandi style painting depicting Lord Krishna taming the serpent Kalia fetched rupees 6 crore. Hurgrin's output set to scale in new peak. J&K Deputy Chief Minister meets Katra protesters for die of toxic gas at Gujarat chemical plant. Cops ask center to reach out to deliver. 11 kids rescued from Punjab potato farm, victims belonging to Bihar, Nepal, held captive, forced to work 16 hours a day. News from Jalandhar. As many as 11 children who were being forced to toil hard in a potato farm at Brindpur in Kapurthala were on Sunday rescued by a joint team of the Punjab and Bihar Police and Bachpan Bachao Andolan, a Bihar-based NGO, while 8 of the rescued children belong to Sita Marathi in Bihar, the remaining are from Nepal. The raid was conducted in response to an FIR registered in Marthi, Sitamari last month against two agents who had allegedly lured 4 persons and several children aged between 12 and 16 years from a village in Bihar to work at potato farms of Kapurthala at a wage of rupees 12,000 per month. The complaints, the parent of one of the rescued children, alleged Sonbarsa, Bihar resident, Bigan Rai and his brother Jitesh Rai had taken their children and relatives Kapurthala, where they were held captive, beaten up and forced to work in former the farm for 16 hours a day. Sources that Bigan Rai was involved in several cases of child labor and human trafficking. The FIR was lodged under section 137 to 146 and 3(5) of the BNS Act, sections 3(1) HIS of the SC or ST Act, section 17(18) of the Bonded Labor System, Abolition Act, section 3(14) of the Child and Adolescent Labor Prohibition Act, and section 75 and 79 of the JJG Act at Sarsand Police Station in Sita Marahi on November 21. After gathering information about the victims' whereabouts, police officials from Bihar arrived here this morning. A raid was conducted at the potato farm, following which 11 children and 4 adults were rescued. ASI Jaswinder Singh of the Sadar Police Station, Kapurthala, who was part of the raid, said as many as 11 children and 12 adults have so far been rescued from the village. The victims are sent home after counseling. NGO official Sandeep Singh said the children were held captive, denied food and beaten up if they refused to work for long hours. The children were found inside a potato storage area of the farm, which is spread over 100 acres. Now you are listening news from Haryana. Running around like headless chicken, Kong continues to remain clueless. Prayer session disrupted in Ambala over convergence. Several injured in brawl. Police register FIR, launch investigation. This news from Ambala. Meditate to end Centre Farmers stalemate. Churuni urges government from Kurukshetra. Contest civic poll on party symbol Gogi to Kong. BJP focuses on organizational structure to prepare for civic poll. Indoor debt services at Faridabad Hospital from Jan. BJP focuses on organizational structure to prepare for civic polls. News from Karnal. Following its decisive victory in the recent assembly elections, the BJP has shifted its focus to strengthening its organizational structure ahead of the upcoming civic body elections in Haryana. The party has launched its organizational elections process to appoint heads of booths, mandals and districts alongside a robust membership drive. Under the leadership of State President Mohanlal Badoli, the party has initiated elections for presidents at booths, mandals and districts. District convener have been appointed to oversee the process across all 22 districts, said Vedpal, BJP State Vice President and convener of the membership drive. Vedpal added that the party has planned to elect heads for 30,628 proposed booths, 382 mandals and 22 districts within a couple of weeks. So far, 41 lakh members have been enrolled in the ongoing membership drive, which is progressing successfully. Our target is 50 lakh members and we are confident of achieving it soon, he said. Former Speaker Gyan Chand Gupta, in a meeting with party workers in Karnal, stressed the importance of grassroots participation in organizational elections. Sarpanch among three booked for gang rape, 0 FIR registered, complaint forwarded to Gurugram Police for investigation from Panipat. Despite ban operation of illegal tube wells continues in Faridabad, Municipal Corporation yet to come out with action plan to curb violations. This news from Faridabad. Thakur slams Kong for politicizing ex-PM's funeral. News from Sirsa. Our correspondent, former Union Minister and Hamirpur MP Anurag Thakur, criticized the Congress for allegedly politicizing the funeral arrangements of former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. Speaking at a press conference in Fatehabad, Thakur accused the Congress of opposing decisions it had itself made regarding the location of the funeral. He reminded Congress leader Rahul Gandhi of his family's controversial decision to stop former Prime Minister Narasimha Rao's funeral from being held in Delhi. On the issue of farmer protests, Thakur dismissed claims of ongoing movements, asserting that the BJP government had delivered more for farmers than any other party. He challenged Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal to provide details about their government's procurement of crops and storage facilities. Regarding the Delhi elections, Thakur expressed confidence in the BJP's victory, claiming that the AAP had failed to deliver basic services to Delhi residents. He criticized the AAP government for its inability to meet public needs, stating AAP's governance has fallen short on every front. Pays tribute to Chotala. Later in the day, Thakur visited the Chotala family's Teja Kheda farmhouse in Sirsa to offer his condolences. He paid homage to Om Prakash Chotala, describing him as a true public servant who tirelessly worked for the welfare of the people. He lighted Chotala's contributions to Haryana and Himachal Pradesh, noting his influence beyond state boundaries. Former Haryana Education Minister Geeta Bhukkal also paid tribute, calling Chotala's death a significant loss for both his family and Indian politics. Despite ban, operation of illegal tube wells continues in Faridabad. Municipal Corporation yet to come out with action plan to curb violations from Faridabad. Yamunanagar firing, third victim succumbed to his injury. This news from Yamunanagar. Hooda demands relief for farmers hit by hailstorm. This is from Chandigarh. Former Haryana Chief Minister Bhupinder Singh Hooda has asked the state government to compensate farmers for crop damage caused by hailstorm in parts of the state over the past 2 days. He highlighted that the storms have affected around 150 villages across districts including Hisar, Palwal, Gurugram, Fatehabad, Bhiwani, Jind, Rohtak, Jhajjar, Kaithal and Sirsa. Standing crops of wheat, mustard and vegetables have suffered significant damage. Mustard crop alone has been 60 to 80% losses. Kin, Quinoa, potato, cabbage, tomato and other vegetables have also been severely affected, Huda said. He called for a special Girdabri crop loss assessment to evaluate the extent of damage and ensure proper compensation for the affected farmers. For years, the BJP government has trapped farmers in the complexities of its compensation portals. The government must simplify the process and ensure direct compensation of farmers. Moreover, pending compensation from previous seasons should be disbursed immediately, he demanded. Huda criticized the government for its alleged neglect of farmers' issues, including their long-standing demand for a minimum spot price. He expressed concern over the deteriorating health of farmer leader Dalliwal, who is on a hunger strike to press for the MSP demand. The condition of Dalliwal is alarming, yet the BJP government is not taking cognizance of the situation or irritating dialogue with the agitating farmers. The government must resolve their demands promptly and ensure Dalliwal ends his fast, Huda said. 3,882 get overs, 154 crore rupees under the Yalu scheme from Chandigarh. Haryana Chief Minister Naib Singh Saini has directly transferred rupees 144.73 crore into the bank account of 3,082 beneficiaries under the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Antyodaya Parivar Suraksha Yojana. The scheme seeks to support those facing financial hardships due to the death or permanent disability of a family member. Sharing this information here today, an official spokesperson said since the scheme's inception, rupees 763.69 crore had been disbursed to 20,399 eligible families who applied through the portal from April 1, 2023 to June 30, 2024. The amount was being directly transferred into the Aadhaar seeded bank accounts through the National Payments Corporation of India platform. The Diyalu scheme provided financial assistance of families with an annual income of less than rupees 1.80 lakh as verified through the Family Information Data Repository FIDRTNS. This is all about Haryana news. Now you are listening from Punjab. News from Punjab. Bandh today. Farmers Bandh today. Farmers to halt supply of milk, vegetables. 106 trains cancelled. Northern Railway has cancelled the flying of 106 mail express or superfast trains in Punjab on Monday due to the Punjab Bandh call given by various farmer organizations. Railway officials said a decision to this effect was taken this afternoon and was conveyed to all railway officials concerned in Punjab. News from Patiala. Farmer unions have asked farmers to snap supply of milk, vegetables and other items to cities besides blocking roads as part of Punjab Bandh on Monday. People have been advised to avoid commuting via roads and trains from 7 am to 4 pm across the state as the Kisan Mazdoor Morcha and the Sanyukt Kisan Morcha have given a call for Bandh. For the past few days, farmer unions have been approaching residents in cities and villages urging them to ensure a complete shutdown on Monday. Farmers under the banner of SKM, non-political and the KMM have been campaigning or camping at the Shambhu and Khanori border points between Punjab and Haryana since February 13 after their march to Delhi was stopped by the Haryana police. Farm leader and coordinator of both farms, Sarwan Singh Pandher said farm leaders will enforce a complete chakka jam on highways and railway lines from 7 am to 4 pm. Government and private institutions are requested to stay closed. Only emergency vehicles such as ambulance or marriage vehicles and people in emergency will be allowed to pass by. Our agitation is in support of farmers who ended their lives by suicide. My appeal is to all farmers to gather on highways and ensure complete support to the agitating farmers. Pandher said, we are thankful to all unions and associations that have extended support to the farmers movement. Our appeal to the state government is to allow farmers to hold peaceful protest, he said, as GPC offices and institutions will remain closed on December 30. The All India Kisan Congress has also backed the Bandh call. Wouldn't end fast, let government do whatever it can, the level says, as GPC puts off executive meet. Suspended cop among 5 held for highway robberies. Now news from Himachal Pradesh. BRO. It stands for Border Roads Organization. BRO restores Manali Leh Highway 212 tourists rescued from Lol Valley. Post-monsoon rainfall deficiency drops to 40%, news from Shimla. Powerful individuals attempting to conceal timber, says MLA Sati. From Mandi, HP feels like home was part of East while Punjab, says new CJ. Justice Sandhwalia takes oath as Chief Justice of Himachal Pradesh High Court. Governor Shiv Pratap Shukla and administers oath to Justice G.S. Sandhwalia at Raj Bhavan in Shimla on Sunday. News from Shimla. Justice G.S. Sandhwalia was sworn as the Chief Justice of Himachal Pradesh High Court at Raj Bhavan here today. Governor Shiv Pratap Shukla administered the oath of office to Justice Sandhwalia. The ceremony was attended by Chief Minister Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu, judges of the High Court, ministers, Chief Secretary Prabodh Saxena, and other dignitaries. I have been here very often and it's been a part of Punjab. So therefore it's like homecoming for me, the Chief Justice said in a brief interaction with the media. I am told that the people of Himachal are far more peace loving and there is very little criminal work. There is more service and civil work, said the Chief Justice. He added that with the help of his colleagues, he would ensure that justice is delivered at the earliest to people. We will ensure that the needy and senior citizens, the ones who require legal aid and help, get it, he said. We will sit for longer hours to address the pendency of cases. We will also involve the bar to ensure it in sync with us and do not seek too many adjournments. I have been a practicing member, so I understand what they have on their mind. I will ensure all kinds of apprehensions are taken care of, he said. Born on November 1, 1965, Justice Sandhwalia did his graduation in BE Honours from DAV College, Chandigarh in 1986. An alumnus of the Department of Laws, Punjab University, Chandigarh. He was enrolled as an advocate in August 1989 and practiced at the Punjab and Haryana High Court. He was elevated to the bench on September 30, 2011 and became a permanent judge of this court on January 24, 2014. He has been the chairman of several committees like the Departmental Promotion and Recruitment Committee, Mediation and Coalition Committee, Recruitment and Promotion Committee, Supervision, Superior Judicial Service, Vigilance and Disciplinary Committee, etc. He has also been the executive chairman of the Punjab State Legal Services Authority. He was appointed as the acting Chief Justice of the Punjab and Haryana High Court on February 4, 2024 and held the post till July 8, 2024. Powerful individuals attempting to conceal timber, says MLA Sethi. BJP panel visits Dharampur region to examine reports of illegal felling. Women dies as boulders hit car in Mandi. No end in sight for state's financial woes. Deadline for Badi Nalagad Road widening extended. You are listening ideas, thoughts from the opinion part of the Tribune. Migration slowing, states should fine tune policies accordingly. Salt on Aravalli scrap kilns add to the devastation. A meeting with the as reformer, black swans that have shaken West Asia. Syrian crisis gives Islamic State a window of opportunity. Now, news from Jammu and Kashmir or Ladakh. Day after heavy snowfall, air and road traffic restored partially in valley. This is from Jammu. BJP slams government overhandling of crisis from Jammu. University defers exams due to weather from Jammu. After OZW network, J&K cops target communication channel of terrorist. Demand for General Jirovar Singh's statue on banks of Pangoing in Ladakh. Now news from Nation. 1.2 lower sees electors for LS polls just 2.9k voted most from Kerala. Lok Sabha results brought hope for Kong, Haryana, Maharashtra. Losses dealt big blow. Digital addiction, peer pressure main vulnerabilities of kids. Digital addiction, peer pressure, main vulnerabilities of kids, cyber security, exposure to violence and additional concerns. News from New Delhi. Mental health, peer pressure, cyber safety issues are some of the frequently observed vulnerabilities of school students, according to a survey conducted as part of United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime Rise Up 4 Peace in Initiative. The survey logged responses of over 1,000 educators from January to November this year and found that digital addiction among students is a growing concern. Around 73% of the educators said that mental health struggles, followed by peer pressure 69.4%, exert pressure on students, additionally cyber safety issues and exposure to violence, which includes violence at home, are additional concerns of the students which the survey recorded. As many as 87% of the respondents said digital addiction was a growing issue. Digital influences are a particularly prominent concern with educators, noting that students are frequently exposed to harmful online behavior. The most common challenges include social media addiction, exposure to inappropriate content and fake, the survey said. Rise of 4Ps is an educational initiative of UNODC being spearheaded in collaboration with education partnerships like the NCRT. At the school level, the initiative actively engages educators and students in schools on themes like mental health, cybercrime, gender equality, among others. Educators are trained to integrate these themes into school projects like street plays, music, vlogs, poster making, which could actively engage students into addressing their concerns. While the National Education Policy 2020, National Curriculum Framework 2023 explicitly mentioned the need to nurture students into responsible citizens who can contribute to peace and harmony. The survey also found that a considerable number of educators are not trained to counsel students on concerns such as mental health and cyberbullying. In November, at a Rise Up for Peace policy consultation meet convened by India's apex curriculum body NCRT and UNODC, policymakers and educators across India charted a roadmap for fostering a spirit of peace, inclusion and lawfulness in education. Dr. Amarendra Prasad Bahira, Joint Director NCRT, asked educators to actively build capacities and develop values-driven modules to transform education. Next news from Nation, you are listening. Lok Sabha result brought hope for Congress, Haryana, Maharashtra. Losses dealt big blow. New Delhi, for the Congress 2024 started on a good note as it won 99 seats in the Lok Sabha poll and the opposition India bloc managed to secure 240 seats. Unlike the last two general elections when the BJP got a clear mandate, this time the Saffron party was restricted to 40 seats and was unable to form the government on its own. Rahul Gandhi was also elected as the leader of opposition in the lower house of parliament. However, since then the Congress party has also seen some major setbacks. The grand old party was certain of poll victory in the Haryana Assembly election. However, the BJP returned to power for the third consecutive term, handing out a comprehensive defeat to the Congress. The Congress is still clueless about what hit it in Haryana. The Jats, who constitute the dominant section of the state's electorate, were backing the Congress and this should have ensured the Congress victory in the assembly poll. However, when the BJP managed a surprise victory, political pundits attributed it to micromanagement. A frustrated Congress has accused the BJP of rigging electronic voting machines (EVMs) to remain power in Haryana, to retain power in Haryana. But this charge has not found many takers, especially because the Congress and its allies have also recorded electoral victories in the past year. For instance, in J&K, where the assembly elections were held around, the opposition bloc, consisting of the National Conference, Congress and CPIM, won 49 of the 90 seats. And Umar Abdullah became the Chief Minister of the state. The assembly elections were also held in Jharkhand. Here too the opposition coalition was 56 seats, with the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha emerging as the biggest party with 34 seats. Maharashtra voted for its 288-member assembly on November 20. The ruling Mahayuti bloc registered a landslide victory with 235 seats. The BJP won 132, Shiv Sena got 57 and the Ajit Pawar-led Nationalist Congress party secured 41 seats. Just like Haryana, in Maharashtra too, the Congress was considered a vote favourite until the results were announced. Once again, the Congress cried foul and accused the BJP of rigging. In fact, 2024 is going to be remembered for the Congress party's recurrent conflict with the Election Commission of India on the issue of EVMs. In the resolution passed in the Congress Working Committee meeting held in Balagvi in Karnataka on December 26, the Congress mentioned the conduct of polls in Haryana and Maharashtra eroded the integrity of the electoral process. However, it refrained from reiterating the demand for reverting to the system of paper ballot in the resolution. PIL seeks abolition of tedious system of tax collection. Guna boy dies after being pulled out of borewell from Bhopal. Trump and Musk on same page as H-1B visa row divides Republicans despite calling system unfair in past. President-elect says he was always in favor of it. US President-elect Donald Trump and Tesla Motors CEO Elon Musk. News from West Palm Beach. US President-elect Donald Trump appears to be siding with Elon Musk and his other backers in the tech industry as a dispute over immigration visas has divided his supporters. Trump, in an interview with New York Post on Saturday, praised the use of visas to bring skilled foreign workers to the US. The topic has become a flashpoint within his conservative base. I have always liked the visas. I have always been in favor of the visas, that's why we have them, Trump said. In fact, Trump has in the past criticized the H-1B visas, challenging them very bad and unfair for US workers. During his first term as president, he unveiled a higher American policy that directed changes to the program to try to ensure the visas were awarded to the highest paid or most skilled applicants. Despite his criticism of them and attempts to curb their use, he has also used the visas at his business in the past, something he acknowledged in his interview Saturday. I have many H-1B visas on my properties. I have been a believer in H-1B. I have used it many times. It's a great program, Trump told the newspaper. He did not appear to address questions about whether he would pursue any changes to the number or use of the visas once he takes off January 20. Trump's hardline immigration policies focused mostly on immigrants who are in the country illegally, were a cornerstone of his presidential campaign and a priority issue for his supporters. But in recent days, his coalition had split in public debate, largely taking place online, about the tech industry's hiring of foreign workers. Foreign workers, hard-right members of Trump's movement have accused Musk and others in Trump's new flank of tech world supporters of pushing policies at odds with Trump's America First vision. Software engineers and others in the tech industry have used H-1B visas for skilled foreign workers and say they are a critical tool for hard to fill positions, but critics have said they undercut US citizens who could take those jobs. Some on the right have called for the program to be eliminated. Syria's de facto leader says polls could be 4 years away. Three trying to cross channel from France die. Pakistan soldier killed, 11 hurt in high firing by AF forces, Hamas captors, torture, hostages, including children. Israeli person now allowed to visit Rohingyas. Lanka writes to President. Air Canada flight catches fire on landing at Halifax airport. Now North Korea's Kim Ball's toughest anti-US policy. Crashed plane was shot at from Russia. Azeri praise. Student body wants Bangladesh's musicist constitution buried. Globe-trotting believers of Afro-Brazilian religions pay tribute to Yamana's goddess of the sea in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Basic screen time rules can prevent obesity. Auckland, Peru closes 91 ports amid massive waves from Lima. US witnesses rise in worker strikes from Sion. Constitution stood test of time, guided every citizen, says Prime Minister on Man Ki Baat. Hails Mahakumbh as symbol of unity. Lord's use of L11 chatbot at congregation. An aerial view of Sangam, the confluence of the Ganga, Yamuna and the mythical Saraswati, head of the Mahakumbh 2025. From New Delhi, in the 117th episode of Man Ki Baat, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the Constitution had stood the test of the time and had been the guiding light for Indian citizens. On January 26, 2025, our Constitution will complete 75 for all of us, as the Constitution has stood the test of time in every sense of the term. It is our guiding light, and it is on account of the Constitution of India that I am here today. He said on Sunday, he said the government had rolled out a website constitution75.com to help citizens in connecting with the Constitution's legacy. Talking about the upcoming Mahakumbh, the Prime Minister hailed the religious congregation as a symbol of unity. There is no discrimination, no one is big or small. Such a scene of unity in diversity cannot be seen anywhere else in the world. Therefore, our Kumbh is also the Mahakumbh of unity. The Prime Minister highlighted that for the first time, as and one chat bot will be used in the Mahakumbh, through which all the information related to the Mahakumbh would be made available in 11 Indian languages. Besides, the venue would be covered with A1 powered cameras, which will help devotees in finding their kith and kin in case they get separated. He added, digital navigation will help you reach ghats, temples, akhadas and parking spaces, Modi said. He further said that creator economy was bringing new momentum to India's journey of becoming a $5 trillion economy. Creator economy refers to a software-driven economy that is built around content creators or business directly selling their products or services to the audience, leveraging social media and even tools. The PM also urged the youth to participate in the World Audiovisual Entertainment Summit that will be held in India next year. During his address, Modi also remembered four icons of the Indian cinema: late actor and director Raj Kapoor, singer Mohammad Rafi, actor and producer Akineni Nageshwar Rao, and director Tapan Sinha. Their films always carried messages regarding the social consciousness and national unity. Their lives are an inspiration for our entire film industry, remarked PM Modi. He further said at the end of last month, a Tamil teaching program was started in Fiji with the support of the government of India. Quoting WHO report, Modi said India had been an 80% reduction in the number of malaria cases and deaths due to the ailment between 2015 and 2023. Citing a study by the Lancet journal, Modi said the chances of starting cancer treatment on time in India had also increased owing to the Ayushman Bharat Yojana. एक गुजराल son wades into cremation controversy. New Delhi, Dr. Manmohan Singh ashes being taken to Yamuna Astha Ghat by his widow Sharan Kaur in New Delhi. New Delhi, a day after the Congress raised a question mark over the cremation of former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh at Nigam Bodh Ghat, senior SED leader Naresh Gujarat also asked the government why it had made a departure from the norm in the case of India's only Sikh PM. It is baffling that a man who was India's PM for 10 years and who led the country's economic transformation was not given 250 yards of land at the Rashtriya Smriti Sthal, where other former PMs have been cremated and their memorials built, said Gujral, the son of former Prime Minister Inder Kumar Gujral. He said the government should clarify whether it was now the state policy that no past Prime Minister would be cremated at the Smriti Sthal anymore. This is the first time any former Prime Minister has been cremated at Nigam Bodh Ghat. Why this exception for only Prime Minister from the minority community, asked Gujral. His father, Rik Gujral, was cremated at Smriti Sthal, which has been built at the Samadhi complex near Ekta Sthal to perform the last rites of departed national leaders. Another former Prime Minister, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, was also cremated at the Smriti Sthal in 2018. This was in line with a May 2013 Union Cabinet decision which gave approval for the construction of the Rashtriya Smriti at the Samadhi complex near Ekta Sthal in New Delhi to establish a place to perform last rites of departed national leaders, namely presidents, vice presidents, prime ministers and other leaders as decided by the cabinet. The 2013 Congress led UP cabinet decision said, in the past, separate memorials to national leaders were cremated near Rajghat, which covered a large space in view of the cabinet decision taken in 2000 that henceforth government should not develop any Samadhi for departed leaders and the paucity of land at the Samadhi complex area. The Rashtriya Smriti is being developed to perform last rites of national leaders. The Smriti area shall provide space for the last rites of national leaders in future besides space for a public gathering. Ik Gujral was cremated at Smriti Sthal on the banks of the Yamuna with full state honours on December 1, 2012. Later, Atal Bihari Vajpayee was given a state funeral at the same place on August 17, 2018. The government's decision to depart from the norm of cremating former Prime Ministers at Smriti Sthal in the case of Manmohan Singh remains unexplained through the government has committed to building a memorial to him and he has said land will be identified. Dr. Singh's family friend Mohinder Singh, director of Bhai Veer Singh Sadhan, an organization dedicated to research on Sikh literature, told the Tribune that the departure from tradition in case of Dr. Singh was inexplicable. Graft offences can't quit if parties reach settlement, Supreme Court says. From New Delhi, noting that economic offences stand on different footing than other offences and have wider ramifications, the Supreme Court has refused to quash a corruption case based on the settlement reached between the accused and the SBI that had allegedly suffered a loss of Rs 6.13 crore. Economic offences affect the economy of the country as a whole and pose a serious threat to the financial health of the country. If such offences are viewed lightly, the confidence and trust of the public will be shaken. A bench of Justice Vikram Nath and Justice P.B. Wherein said, the bench said the terms of settlement recorded by the parties at the debt recovery tribunal proceeding not erase the offence committed by the accused. In this case, it is on record that consent terms were submitted by the parties before the DRT. It is admitted that the bank had suffered around rupees 6.13 crore losses, hence a substantial injury was caused to the public exchequer, and consecutively it can be said that public interest has been hampered, it said. Keeping in view that in the present case a special statute, the Prevention of Corruption Act has been invoked, we are of the view that quashing of offences under the said Act would have a grave and substantial impact not just on the parties involved but also on the society at large, the Supreme Court said. The appellants, directors of the Sun Infrastructure Private Limited and some SBA employees were facing criminal charges over allegations of fund diversion, fraudulent valuation of collateral and irregular loan repayment. Dalit man dies in police station in Ken Aloy's order. Youngest female to conquer 7 summits. Navy officer's daughter climbs highest peaks of all 7 continents. Not very lucky on security front. Must stay vigilant, Rajnath Singh says. Mo. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh on Sunday said India was only not a very lucky nation on the security front, and urged soldiers to keep a sharp eye on internal and external foes, who said were always active. He was this while addressing army personnel at the Mo cantonment, which is more than 2 centuries old in the Indore district of Madhya Pradesh. Taking the security scenario into account, Bharat is not a very lucky country because our northern border and western border continuously face challenges, said Singh, who is on a 2-day tour of the state. Mo cantonment, 25 km from Indore, is home to 3 premier training institutes: Army War College, Military College of Telecommunication Engineering, and Infantry School. Other than the Infantry Museum and Army Marksmanship Unit, we also face challenges on the internal front. In the backdrop of this, we can't sit quiet, unconcerned. Our enemies, whether internal or external, always remain active. In these circumstances, we must keep an eye on their activities and take appropriate and timely steps against them, he told the army personnel. Army has a crucial role in making Bharat a developed and self-reliant country. As a country's defense minister, I would like to tell you that we should always be alert. This patch of time, though often referred to as peace time, struck me deeply when I arrived and witnessed the discipline and dedication with which you are undergoing training. Your regimen is no less than what is followed during a war, he said. Earlier, Singh, along with the Chief of Army Staff, General Upender Dwivedi, paid floral tributes at the memorial of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar at Mo. 3 projects to integrate armed forces surveillance. New Delhi. The Ministry of Defense is working on 3 separate projects to integrate inputs from dedicated surveillance radars and sensors to provide specific real-time inputs for offensive and defensive operations by the Indian Air Force, Army and the Navy. In case of IAF, all the national air surveillance radars would be integrated to achieve a composite picture of the airspace, said the MOD in a statement on Thursday. This will be done at the Integrated Air Command and Control System operated by the IAF. The IACCS is a platform for collection of inputs and is designed as an automated command and control system for air operations and disseminates real-time information to pilot in the air and commanders on ground. A secure optic fiber of the Air Force network connects multiple country-wide nodes of the IACCS. In case of the Indian Army, the integration of sensors and radars for air defense is planned through Project Akstir, said the Ministry of Defense. Air defense weapons include missiles of short and medium range and sophisticated missiles that can hit multiple targets. These can bring down enemies fired missiles, jets as well as unnamed aerial vehicles, UAV drones. Project Akstir aims to automate air defense command and firing processes developed by Bharat Electronics Limited. It will improve operational efficiency and integrate the Army's air defense mechanisms for situational awareness for the commander on ground. Sources said the Akstir will also provide feed to IACCS under pre-designated protocols to ensure a seamless master network. For maritime security, all sensors based on Indian naval warships will be connected under the project named Trigun. The first such integration is under progress. Also, all naval sensors located on mainland and island territories are being integrated directly to enhance surveillance in island territories. Last year, the IAFs and IACCS achieved integration of all operational radars, its own armies and civilian, to bring about a system that entails automated firing response to shoot down incoming enemy missiles, jets and UAVs. Youngest female to conquer 7 summits, New Delhi, Kamya Karthikeyan, class plus 2 student at Navy Children's School, Mumbai, has become the youngest female in the world to scale the 7 highest peaks across the 7 continents. The young student who scaled the Everest this May has now reached the summit of Mount Vinson in Antarctica along with her father S. Karthikeyan, who is a commander in the Indian Navy. She achieved the last milestone of this feat on December 24 to complete the 7 Summits Challenge, a coveted mountaineering challenge that sees climbers tackle the highest peaks located on each of the 7 continents. The Indian Navy congratulated Kamya and her father on accomplishing this milestone. She has already climbed the highest peaks in the other 6 continents: Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa, Mount Elbrus in Europe, Mount Kosciuszko in Australia, Mount Aconcagua in South America, Mount Denali in North America, Mount Everest in Asia. The latest climb is Antarctica, completed her list. Graft offences can't twist if parties reach settlement, Supreme Court says. This is all about the back page of the Tribune. Now news from Haryana Tribune. Dense fog, high velocity winds bring down mercury across state. People grapple with cold, advised to stay indoors, a boon for wheat crop. News from Karnal. Dense fog coupled with high velocity wind brought down the maximum and minimum temperatures across Haryana on Sunday, leaving residents grappling with biting cold conditions. It also reduced the visibility on roads, slowing down the speed of vehicles as well as of trains. The state has witnessed a fall of 2.3 degrees Celsius in average minimum temperature above the normal temperature by 3.6 degrees Celsius. The lowest minimum temperature in the state was 6.3 degrees Celsius in Narnaul. The minimum temperature of Ambala was recorded at 11.1 degrees Celsius, 9 degrees Celsius in Hisar, 11 degrees Celsius in Karnal, 11 degrees Celsius in Rohtak, 8.9 degrees Celsius in Bhiwani, 9.6 degrees Celsius in Jin, 6.6 degrees Celsius in Kurukshetra, 9.6 degrees Celsius in Mahendragarh, 12.3 degrees Celsius in Panipat, 6.8 degrees Celsius in Sirsa, and 11.1 degrees Celsius in Yamuna set the date of the IMD. Similarly, the state has recorded a fall of 1.2 degrees Celsius in average maximum temperature as compared to Saturday. However, it is below 4.5 degrees Celsius in the state. The highest maximum temperature in the state was 22.5 degrees Celsius in Yamunanagar. Ambala has recorded a maximum temperature of 15.8 degrees Celsius. 13.6 degrees Celsius in Hisar, 13 degrees Celsius in Karnal, 12.2 degrees Celsius in Rohtak, 11.7 degrees Celsius in Bihani, 13.4 degrees Celsius in Sirsa, 13.2 degrees Celsius in Gurugram, 11.9 degrees Celsius in Jin, 14.6 degrees Celsius in Mandragarh, 17.2 degrees Celsius in Palwal, 13.6 degrees Celsius in Panipat, and 14.7 degrees Celsius in Sonipat. The scientists of the Indian Institute of Wheat and Barley Research have already claimed that the dip in temperature is a boon for wheat crop and they are expecting a good yield if the current climatic conditions prevail for some more days. As per sources, the dense fog disrupted road and rail traffic, causing delays and posing a challenge for commuters, morning walkers, and outdoor particularly affected as the bone chilling weather made outdoor activities difficult. It is getting harder to step out in this weather. The fog and wind are making it unbearable, said Vijay Kumar, a resident. Doctors also advised people to avoid vulnerable temperature illness. It is crucial to stay warm. Morning and evening walkers, especially children and the elders, should avoid going out in the fog. Those who are suffering from respiratory illnesses and cardiac problems should also avoid going out, said Dr. Amandeep Singh, Head Department of Medicine of Kalpana Chawla Government Medical College. The IMD officials said dense fog and chilly winds were likely to persist over the next few days. Kurukshetra board to create pool of trained guides move aimed at providing authentic information to tourists. Kurukshetra aimed at providing authentic Kurukshetra Development Board has decided to introduce an orientation course for guides in Kurukshetra. At present, the board has only two guides for Shri Krishna Museum and their services are availed in case of VIP movement to apprise dignitaries about the sites and tirthas, but not such facilities available for general tourists. AKDB officials said Kurukshetra is being promoted as a major tourist destination, and every year lakhs of devotees is not good for any religious tourist destination. To ensure that no wrong information about the culture, tirthas, historic values, and tales. Only authentic information is provided in a professional manner. A course will be run at the museum where experts from various fields will be engaged for training new farmers. It was decided that the course would be launched last year, but due to various reasons and due to the election in 2024, the project was delayed. The training will also help in job generation as people can take up the job of a tourist guide as part-time job, especially during the initial set. Honorary guides play a crucial role the people come to visit. As tourist guides independently, providing them spread over soon application orientation course. People who have been working as guides can also get enrolled in the course and they will be given information. We aim to enroll the existing guides as well as the part-timers in the 3 months course, while in the first 2 months they will be given theoretical knowledge. In the third month they will learn about tourism, history, culture, hospitality, mannerism and presentation skills. The objective behind introducing the course is to provide authentic information to the tourist about the Tirthas and also generate employment opportunities, he added. Sirsa Police get training on electronic Saksha. Electronic Saksha app. Step taken to familiarize officials with new legal requirements, use of digital tools in investigations. Our correspondent from Sirsa, December 29, in a training session held the CDLU auditorium on Sunday, Sirsa police officials and investigators were introduced to the e-Saksha app. The session, led by Superintendent of Police Vikrant Bhushan, aimed at familiarizing officials with new legal requirements and the use of digital tools in investigations. Bhushan emphasized the importance of following the new laws which mandated capturing time-stamped videos at crime scenes and uploading them to the e-Saksha app. He explained e-Saksha app. He explained that these videos would serve as official records in court, ensuring a smooth processing during trials. Only videos submitted through this app will be accepted in court. Bhushan stated, adding that the app should keep these recordings as permanent evidence accessible to the courts at any time. The SP also discussed the digitalization of legal processes. Under new regulations, summons and warrants can now be sent via email, WhatsApp, or other digital platforms. If no error message is received when sending a summon, it will be considered effectively served. This change is expected to speed up the legal process and reduce delays in summons delivery, benefiting timely court decisions. In his address, Bhushan encouraged officials to stay updated with modern technology and adapt to these changes. He also instructed them to ensure the timely delivery of summons and warrants. These would help witnesses appear in court on time and facilitate faster trials. Additionally, he emphasized that police staff must be diligent in following guidelines and any negligence would not be tolerated. ASP Uttam Prihal, DSP Sanjeev Balhara, DSP Subhash Chand and all local police station heads were also present at the meeting. The initiative is part of the police department's efforts to modernize operations and ensure more efficient, transparent and swift justice. Former MLA takes stock of crop losses in Rewari village. Former MLA takes stock of crop losses in Rewari village. 650k rupees per acre for financial relief for distressed farmers who shared their plight with him. They asked the Congress leader to flag their issue prominently to mount pressure on the state
government to show them it could provide them adequate financial relief. Rao later demanded the state government to provide financial relief of rupees 50,000 per acre to the distressed farmers to bail them out of the crisis. Wheat and mustard crops have suffered extensive damage due to hailstorm. I will soon meet Chief Minister Naib Singh Saini. In this respect, he added, the Congress leader visited Malera, Dhakia, Katavali, Rozka, Jeetpura, Titrapura, Khaliawas, and Meepur villages. Youth stabbed to death in Rohtak 3 Gopur from Rohtak. This is about Haryana Tribune's front news, and now you are listening from day 4000. Day for 6,900 students showcase models at science exhibition. Young minds from across country engage in interactive exhibits. Sonipat Tribune News Service. A total of 6,900 students from district of Sonipat, Gurugram, Jhajjar, Faridabad, Ambala, Palwal and Jeend visited the Rashtriya Bal Vigyanik Pradarshani on its fourth day, hosted at the Sports University Haryana in Rai, Sonipat. The exhibition featured 400 young scientists from 28 states who showcased their innovative models. The event created a vibrant atmosphere of scientific exploration with a range of activities including engaging science talks and hands-on demonstrations. Students gained new insights into 5 key themes: health, life, lifestyle for environment, agriculture, communication and transport, and computational thinking, as well as special projects spanning various scientific domains. The day began with a lecture by Dr. Atul Grover, a scientist at the Defense Institute of Bioenergy Research, who discussed computational thinking, the algorithmic world from Darwinism to datism. Dr. Grover highlighted the role of algorithms in modern life and the parallels between data and natural selection, prompting students to think critically about technology and its applications. Measures help assess soil health, fruits, detect plant disease, Sunil Bajaj. Villagers protest poor Juan Kareveri road condition. Karnal students recognized by NASA for asteroid discovery. 12 Dayal Singh Public School students, 2 teachers honored. News from Karnal. 12 students and 2 teachers from Dayal Singh Public Schools main branch have been recognized by NASA's International Astronomical Search Collaboration for the provisional discovery of a main belt asteroid TD40 found in data provided by the class 11th along with 11 of the peers received certificates from IASC from their efforts. The team, under the guidance of Principal Sushma Devgan and Dr. Kaveri Chauhan, discovered and registered 11 near-Earth objects. One of these objects, discovered by Diksha, has been officially recognized as a main belt asteroid by IASC. A special ceremony was held last week at the school to honor the students and teachers. Dr. S.K. Kamra, Principal scientist retired of the Central Soil Salinity Research Institute, Karnal was the Advani and Advocate Rajendra Mohan Sharma. Principal Sushma Devgan expressed pride in the team's achievements, congratulating the students, parents, and staff. She highlighted how this recognition has instilled a sense of pride students to explore new opportunities in science and education. Copy. Opi Chotala's ashes emerged in western Yamuna Canal. News from Karnal. Keeping in view the sentiments of the people of the state who could not attend the cremation of former CM and INLD Supremo Opi Chotala, party workers took out a Astikla Yatra on the final day of the Yatra on Sunday. The ashes of former CM who paid tributes to him and immersed the ashes in the western Yamuna Canal. The program to the ashes further CM honor his legacy and his lifelong commitment to the state, said Majra. This is all about the news last of the Haryana Tribune. Despite investments, problem of patholed roads persist. Poor upkeep of roads in rural areas, urban colonies continue to trouble commuters. Was from Faridabad. Delay in Azadnagar railway underpass affects over 2 lakh people. Was due to weak is from Panipat. Thanks to Modi, PM Sani. Haryana Chief Minister from Chandigarh, Mr. Naib Singh Saini, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi highlighted Kurukshetra's success in malaria prevention during his Man Ki Baat program, sharing it as a model for the entire country. He said the Prime Minister praised the district for its efforts in tracking malaria, in tackling malaria. The Haryana Health Department ran targeted campaigns to control mosquitoes other platforms and successfully reduced malaria cases. These initiatives earned recognition from the World Health Organization WHO as the Prime Minister noted India's progress in malaria prevention. On set to begin on January 14, 2025, Prime Minister Modi emphasized the cultural and traditional significance of the event, which draws millions of acknowledged the growing impact of farmer producer organizations, FPOs, which are receiving recognition for their collaborative efforts. Congress pays tributes to Dr. Manmohan Singh. States saw major development under ex-Prime Minister, says Rohtak MLA. News from Rohtak, local Congress leaders and workers organized a condolence meeting at the party office here on Sunday to pay tribute to former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. Speaking on the occasion, Rohtak Congress MLA Bharat Bhushan Batra said the contribution of the Dr. Manmohan Singh to the country would always be written in golden letters. He was a great economist and a man of great stature. If India is moving toward becoming a developed nation today, then the credit for laying its foundation goes to Dr. Manmohan Singh, whether he was the governor of the Reserve Bank or worked in the Planning Commission and the Finance Ministry. Dr. Singh left his mark in every field. His thinking and his decision making ability were amazing, said Batra, adding that despite belonging to an ordinary family, he received higher education and set high ideals. Batra said right to information, Manrega or Food Security Act, all were the result of Dr. Manmohan Singh's thinking. Haryana got many significant projects during his tenure as the Prime Minister, which are providing to be a milestone in the development of Haryana, the MLA added. On the occasion, the congressman observed to commute 2 minutes of silence for Deputy Mayor Anil Kumar, Bindu Gulshan Ishpannani Sandeep Huda Anu Sharma 100 KUK. The 3-day Economics Kurukshetra University in collaboration with the Indian Economic Association concluded on Sunday. Asish Kumar Mission in Misra's Upanishads in the India in the Chanakya and Kautilya is the biggest proof of this fact. There is a need to establish harmony between the current and ancient economy management and present it in a new form. Kanal MLA Anand begins Chai Pe Charcha to engage with residents from Karnal. Taking inspiration from Haryana Power Minister Anil Vij's Karnal MLA Jagmohan Anand has started an initiative Chai Pe Charcha residents with residents. It is a weekly program and will be held every Sunday, offering citizens a platform to share their ideas and concerns about the development of the city. On the first day of the program held at Nehru Place Market, a large number of people participated and shared their ideas. Some of them highlighted their concern over different issues of the city. Some of them raised the issue of stray animals managed, while some suggested that all roads should be made pathol free. Anand promised to consider all ideas of the residents in the development of the city, inviting people from all political backgrounds to join hands for Karnal's progress. Anand emphasized that irrespective of their political affiliations, can participate in it, said Anand. He assured the residents that it would remain a weekly feature unless he was out of town. People are free to discuss their issues and contribute ideas for the city's development. I am sure that this step will help in the overall development of the city, said Anand. The residents also appreciated the move and said that it would be easy to reach out to public representatives. Such steps will fill the gap between public. We can raise our issues easily, said Ramesh Mida, a resident. Now let us discuss a topic of the Tribune lifestyle. Heartbreak. Varun Dhawan, who can be seen in the moving Baby John, feels that heartbreak is a difficult phrase for any man. He said, when a man's heart breaks, the society doesn't think much about what happens to him. Returning to the big screen with high octane thriller Fateh, Sonu Sood also makes his debut as director and writer. Back in action from Harsh commentary. Thank you, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors and professionals, honorable advocates, advertisers, administrators and advisors, adorable Mr. and managers, all respected doctors and directors, the most honorable President President Modi ji, all are heartily congratulated on this everyone is eager to celebrate New Year 2025 with a great zeal and great encouragement, self-confidence, and the new year will bring a great excitement, encouragement, confidence in the youngsters for bringing revolutionary and visionary change in our society, in our nation, in their profession. It can be possible only by going through the ideals, role model like our present Prime Minister Modi ji and other rulers, those who have devoted, dedicated themselves, their personal life for the of nation and other different for the new year with our style, standards, manners. As our Prime Minister have started, I wish for the best future of our youngsters because January month is known as the initial month for the beginners, creators, starters in any field, whether it is the English month, but it gives us a great freedom, Republic Day in this month, and we celebrate the month of youngsters in recollecting the ideals, human values of our greatest social reformist Swami Vivekananda, who addressed us to path to adopt the path of renunciation and tolerance. Tolerance and renunciation, these are the greatest ideals and features of all the holy religions of this holy land. And our Indian culture, holy culture, is known by its human values. Humanity is our religion, humanity is our caste. Undoubtedly, it can be said the commonest concept of all holy religions of this holy land. Nature is the common concept of all this holy land, and we should never deprive, should never deny from the elements and objects of nature. Nature is our true teacher. Nature teaches us like a teacher, nature nurtures us like a mother, nature treats us like a doctor, nature plays a great role in our life. It makes us multidimensional, multi-sided, multifaceted. Nature never leaves us alone. Nature says that one can do everything because one is the composition of all. One has all and all has one. One in all in one. It is the term proverbial, idiomatically, proverbially we speak such words that instruct us, direct us, never feel alone. As per the basis of the Vedas, Swami Vivekananda expressed one word, one nation, one man, one idea, one thought can bring great revolutionary and visionary change. So, nature always provides us its company everywhere. Without nature, no one can spend even a single moment of his life. Our body is made by five elements. There are five elements like air, fire, soil, sky, and water. And we spend our time with nature, the nature becomes our true friend. Always be friendly and familiar with nature and do meditation, pranayam, yogasana. Such are the activities that are very important, helpful, useful in regenerating our nation, recreating our society, and for the betterment, upliftment of our society, for the nicer, greener, finer changes. We must respect, welcome, and thank all the holy religions of this holy land because every religion make us one, equal, and unite our soul with super spiritual power of God. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Thank you. Thank you. Nice to see all of you. Nice to talk you. Nice to think about you. May God bless all of you. Thank you very much.